In this lesson, we will explore an example of a solution and how Bruce Power used the NextAxiom platform to simplify a complicated process and add some information gathering. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to start thinking about how the NextAxiom platform and solutions can help you easily and efficiently build solutions to address your business needs. Bruce Power has an existing EAM, or Enterprise Asset Management System, which is extremely powerful and scalable. However, the process for adding a hazardous material request was very complex, and only power users were able to complete the request correctly. So their productivity issue was a very complicated software form. And they also wanted to capture some additional information. Let's take a quick tour of their solution. We'll start quickly with the login screen. The user logs in, and the application authenticates the user against their EAM system. Once the user is authenticated, the various productivity solutions that are available to that user appear. All of these productivity solutions sit on top of Bruce Power's enterprise applications. The user interface was built in Adobe Flex Builder, and all of the business logic was built using hyperservices. In this case, we're going to look specifically at the new hazardous material request productivity solution. The first screen has a series of simple fields. The user can easily fill in the information. Note that the form asks whether the supplier is Canadian. Bruce Power is a Canadian nuclear power plant, and this is a great example of something that probably wouldn't have been covered in their packaged application. With a productivity solution, however, they can add that piece of information. Continuing on, what was once a complex entry process has been turned into a simple set of selections, text entries, and radio buttons. When the user completes the information and clicks Submit, the information is then submitted in real time to the Enterprise Asset Management System. In this example, that system is written in COBOL, and so the hyperservice platform is orchestrating calls to COBOL modules, rather than going through the database. In order to appreciate how much the process was simplified, let's take a look at the data that was just entered in the underlying Enterprise Asset Management System. Here's the panel in the Enterprise Asset Management System showing the data that was just entered. As you can see, the simple wizard-like format of the productivity solution built by Bruce Power is much more user-friendly. And all the fields that were custom to Bruce Power were entered here as user-defined fields. This was a brief look at a solution that was in one sense specific to an industry. On the other hand, the problems that Bruce Power faced and ultimately solved with NextAxiom are common to just about any business. If you take away the specific details, Bruce Power really had two issues. One, they were faced with a very complex process, which limited the number of people that could fill out the form, thus decreasing productivity. And two, their enterprise application didn't capture all of the information they needed it to. When you look at it this way, those are problems that are universal to businesses, regardless of industry or enterprise application. So think about how you would use hyperservices to simplify complex processes, unify disparate enterprise applications, or capture information that you're not currently able to capture. And that completes this lesson. You may now close this window and exit the lesson.